Okay, welcome to podcast 1 of 2024 Minute Medicine Man. I have with me today very esteemed co-woman Deborah O'Sullivan. So, Deborah, welcome. How are you keeping?
How are you, Joe? I'm all good. How are you?
Yeah, very, very well. I know you're in a hurry, so I'm going to keep it short and sharp and brief, and I'm going to try throw one or two things up there. But tell me a little bit about your background, just to give people some kind of, information on you.
Yeah, well, we started up a family club back in 2011, and I heard about your cook course. I think it was around 2012, and we decided we'd go down, check it out. Obviously because we had fighters, I wanted to learn how to wrap hands predominantly at first. Then I realized how much I liked doing the cuts, and you allowed me to join your team, and that's kind of where it started.
It's gas the way you said it loud. I don't think I had a chance.
You let me.
The old O'Sullivan mafia came in on top of me. I had no choice.
Yeah, well, that's probably true.
I remember you and your partner then at the time, Dino, sitting in the front row. I think it was in Battlezone 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, it could be that one. Yeah,
Battlezone, yeah, it was that Battlezone 6, Andy Ryan's gig, and you were sitting on. I think I was running a course somewhere, and I remember you and Dino sitting in the front row at the time. And you kind of, like, if I was to give you some background on Deborah, besides that, it's the fact that you're just you're one of these people. You'd be called a club person or a club man or a club woman. You know, you're totally dedicated to your task, and you just, you put a lot of time and energy into your club. Tell me about CMAC. What's happening? How did that start? How did you get into that? Was it through fighting and stuff? I know you fought for a period of time.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It started. I used to do boxing, kickboxing, and all that, and then the kids started going to a judo club, and we met. His name was Luke Corcoran. He used to train judo, so he just wanted to set up a club. They were doing MMA, so he was going to be the grappling end of it, and then Dino and myself were going to be the striking end. So we came together and created CMAC, which was Cool Mind Martial Arts, was how we started.
Cool Mind.
So Cool Mind, and then obviously we're not in Cool Mind anymore. We're in Mulhuddard now, so it's now Combat Martial Arts.
Combat Martial Arts.
Yeah.
Ah, that's super cool. Super cool. I'm going to I'm gonna embarrass you a little piece if I can. Not embarrass you. It's not embarrassing.
Right.
No. That looks like Northern Ireland, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm just widening it up so people can see that on the screen. So that's Alex, your son. That's your daughter. And then the rest, and then if I remember, that's one of your fighters from the gym, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't see too clear, Joe. Yeah.
Glasses, they come in handy sometimes.
Yeah, I know, I need it.
Anyway, off the back of the cut stuff, then where did you, you kind of, IMMAF kind of was making its way onto the scene. I think it was 2015 or 16. So
Yeah,
from 2012 onwards, you kind of established yourself as a cut woman. But then 2016, I think it was 2015 or 16, IMMAF came on the scene, and you were pretty active with that.
Yeah, I don't
on that.
Prague, I think. Yeah, I think it was Prague was the first IMMAF one I done, with yourself and Bob that time. I think it was Prague anyway. So that was the first kind of introduction to that kind of format where there's just loads of athletes, and it's a tournament kind of format. So, and you're there for the week, so it's quite intense. At first, and you're just rapping first for a bit. But that's us. It was a great experience, I have to say. I loved it. It was great to work as such a big team, and just get to know, and then you get to see all the fighters from different countries. You're not just on your regional scene. You're meeting so many different people. It's great exposure. So that was the start of the IMMAF journey I done. That was Prague, and I'd done many others then after that.
Did you do one in Beograd or something like that? Was that it? European
Bucharest.
Championships. You were over there recently, wasn't it, in 24?
I was in, yeah, just there now in when was it? March, I think it was, or
Over there,
yeah,
man.
March. Yeah, it was in Serbia. Yeah, we done one in Serbia there recently. It was the World Championships. That's it.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
just there. Yeah, Serbia.
yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah,
You've had some really
yeah,
good, you've had some really good times. You've traveled quite a bit. I just want to give people a bit of background on it. It was something I fought hard for you. So I did ask for was for payment for you. You done this all off your own back. You traveled to all of these events all off your own back. Is that correct?
yeah. That's
Financial.
correct. But go for the last one.
Go for the last one. Whoopa.
Yeah.
Happy day. Payment the
Well
last.
done, Joe.
No, I was gone by then, so it made no difference.
Well, you laid the groundwork.
Yeah, yeah, no, it was a great experience, and if you remember, there were times like, oh, I'm trying to think of where that one was. Bahrain. In
Yeah,
Bahrain, like 2018, I think it was. We were wrapping hands for up to 10 hours a day.
yeah.
You remember that? 5 rings.
Do
We managed
I
five,
remember
five
blisters on
MMA
your
rings.
fingers?
Yep. And
Yeah,
we got a tip for everybody. Grow your thumbnail. Couldn't say 10 hours. So you're basically doing hand wraps in your sleep.
yeah, yeah. Basically, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
good to get to know how to do them quick anyway.
Yeah, you didn't have a choice, did
Good
you?
for that.
Five
No.
MMA rings on the go. It was like, it was just bedlam. I think we
Yeah,
had 14 cut people on that gig. I'm not too sure. I think
yeah.
it's
It's a
14.
good few, yeah.
From front to back, front to
Yeah.
back, front to back. So yeah, great team effort. So, and then you've kind of incrementally climbed all along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then what about professional? I know you've knocked it out of the ballpark there recently. So give me your best days. Give me your best days. Give me a little background on the professional stuff and give me your best days.
Yeah. I don't think the first professional one might have been Brave, up in the SSC Arena up in Belfast. Maybe it'd be a blur at this stage, but yeah, I remember doing that one. It was a good show. Enjoyed that. And of course, the first time you do a pro show, you're more, and with television cameras, the whole lot, it's a little bit more intense. You don't want to fuck up, basically. So,
Mhm.
yeah, you kind of get used to that then. You're always still, making sure you do everything right as best you can. But then I done Cage Warriors, a good few of them, and of course then that Reece McKee cut, that that was fun.
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know half his head was hanging off.
You were in there on that one, yeah. So tell
Yeah,
me
yeah.
why, okay, for anybody that's getting into this or it's okay to practice. It's okay to do it. I mean, you need to practice to get your skills down. So you don't have to think about it when you get in there. If you're still in that phase of thinking about it, you should keep practicing until you're competent and confident to get in and do it for real. And you don't have to think about it. But that doesn't take away the severity of injury sometimes and then trying to treat that. When
Yeah.
it happened, because I remember I was sitting beside you that night, when it happened, right, what was the feeling like before you got into the ring?
That's a bit of adrenaline, I think. It was a bit like, oh, right, I have to stop this cut. So I knew I was like focused, I suppose would be the best, and a bit of a bang of adrenaline as well, I think. So yeah, it was just I just focused, I just kept looking at the cut straight away and trying to get as much pressure on it as quickly as possible. Yeah, basically just in and do the best job I can, kind of was in my head.
Well, how many rounds did you have at it? How many goals did you have at it?
Yeah, there was 2 rounds. So I think was it the third round? I think Reece then won the fight, finished the guy in the third round. I think it was the third round. So I had two times going in, yeah, to try and fix it. And thankfully, the first time when the doctor came in to check it, the bleed did stop, so that he allowed him to fight on. Like so,
I know
That
this is
was
not
that
the
was good.
photograph, but it was similar to that.
Yeah.
And then you have that
Yeah.
match in Prague where he was kind of carried around the ring and or carried around the crowd outside and stuff like that. What was that
Yeah.
feeling like? I know when you're in the middle of cut work, you don't really think about it too much. But after that, after you'd finished, you polished off and you'd done a lap of the block, the crowd carried him around, and then he's back in, he gets the decision. Again, this is not the photograph, but I'm just putting her up there,
Yeah.
the victory lap. Um, can you can you remember what it was like then when it dawned, like you'd actually contributed to a success in some shape, form, or fashion?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's such a great feeling because I know Reece personally as well, going through the amateur ranks and all that. So for him to get the win and for me to actually help him get that win, yeah, I was ecstatic. It was deadly. It was a brilliant feeling. Yeah.
Tell me about the comments and the compliments you got post.
I got I did get a few. Even Reese's mother messaged me the next day to thank me and his coach.
And what did
Yeah.
you feel
So
like?
and Reese
Rodney,
himself.
Rodney Moore.
Ah, well, it was brilliant. Just a brilliant feeling. Just really pleased that I helped basically, and that he won. With me helping, and of course his brilliant skill too. But it was a great feeling. All right, that I helped. Yeah, brilliant.
So you're in the process now. You run your own kind of cut team now with Shamrock.
Yeah. Well, we're all a team.
Yeah, team. MeWe.
Yeah.
MeWe. Always stick by that one. MeWe. So tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, well, Shamrock has been going a good while. It's you, as you know, Joe, as yourself started Minute Medicine Man, and
But
so
Shamrock
we've
is
Shamrock.
your gig. Is your gig, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's great. We enjoy it. We've a good camaraderie with the people that are in it, and it's great. Even new people coming in and learning the ropes, and there's no big, what would you say, personas there. Everyone just gets on, does their job, and we have a laugh, like, and we've good relationships with the people we work with as well, who employ us. So yeah, look, it's great. We enjoy it, keeps us busy.
There's one there of the team. Actually, we're wearing the wrong
Yeah.
t-shirts in that one, but it was, it's now Shamrock. So that's Clan Wars in the background. So you were talking about, people that keep calling you back and you have a good relationship with them. Do you know how long we're with Clan Wars?
A good few years. I don't know offhand. A good few years, I'd say. What is it?
Ballpark it. Ballpark it.
Oh,
What do you think?
God. Jane, 6 years.
2012, 2013, 2014. Can you remember?
Oh, God, that
I
far
mean,
back, is it?
believe it or not, it's nearly 10. It's 10 plus,
No way.
10 plus years, yeah.
God.
So the
Yeah.
greatest
Well.
compliment you can get back off any organization is to keep on asking you to
mm,
come back again. And Clan Wars
Yeah.
by far, and I know you'd agree, is probably the best one.
Yeah. It's top class. Top
Yeah,
class. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
small to medium-sized show. It's a medium-sized show. I
Mm,
mean, he saw Paul Mack knocks it out of the ballpark every time.
yeah. Yeah. No, it's run perfectly. You
Yeah.
couldn't ask for better. Yeah. It's brilliant.
So what with that said, have you lost it? So when you're thinking about that, right? Okay, so you came into the cook course in 2012 and you've been doing this now 12 years. Have you any desire to stop?
No, not yet. Anyway. No, like, I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy being around the fighters, and as like I have my own fighters, so you know I'm busy there too. Like if they're going away, I'll go with them because if there's no some shows in England mightn't have a person to wrap their hands. Do you know what I mean? Like so because of the skill I have, I can go with them and I'll look after them over there anyway. Because we've been to shows over there where they mightn't even have a doctor sometimes. It's mental.
Yeah.
Can be. Not all shows are like that, of course. But yeah, but then I have that. I always go with them and then I look after them. But yeah, no, look, I enjoy it. I enjoy the mayhem and I love the fights as well. So I get to do what I love best, watching them as well. It's great.
Yeah. And if there are any, again, I know you're in a rush to get out and
Oh, you're okay, Joe. You're grand. Don't worry.
But again, if you are, giving it any advice to anybody, any budding cup person that wants to get into the game, what would you say to them? I hate those questions, by the way.
That's no problem, Joe. But I know what you
What
mean.
would you say to them?
Just if you can get in, like even just doing it for nothing, like just do it for just stand in the back, watch and learn and ask someone, just to show, just to follow someone around that is a cup person for a bit, even just to watch and learn. That would be the main thing. Do you know what I mean? And just ask people questions. Like people will answer, they'll help you. Most people are sound. Most people are. So
Yeah.
like,
And then you
they
just
will
alluded
help.
to something else. And by the way, when I say I hate asking that question, it sounds like when you go to an interview and people ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? 5 years older? Putting people coming into it, like if you were to, you just alluded to something there, you said it there a second ago. Like if enjoying it, having fun, the people that you don't like on contact, very rarely does that relationship flourish or become something else in a positive way. Would you agree or disagree? Like if you get a bad feeling when you go to a show, sometimes it's just you. It's just maybe the head and what's it between your two ears when you get there. But having said that, there are times when you walk on shows and you kind of go, don't know about this one. And you may
Yeah.
turn up, you finish the gig, but you really don't, you put that one on the long finger kind of thing. So for people getting into it, if they feel used or if they feel they're not getting that respect, what advice would you give to them?
Don't sell yourself short. Like, do you know what I mean? You're doing a service, you're giving a service. Don't sell yourself short. Um, just be fair. If people are treating you like shit, then to just walk away from that and try another one. Do you know what I mean? Not, as I say, you can come across people that are like dickheads, but most of them, I have to say, most of them are fine. You'll get on fine. Do you know what I mean? Most people are all right.
Yeah.
I find anyway.
No, 100%. I
Yeah.
wouldn't disagree with you. I've had a lot
Yeah.
of positive experiences and like they overshadow any really poor experiences, or bad experiences I've ever had. And
Yeah.
and then the thing is, if you're working in MMA, it's important to you inform people you're not going to get rich overnight in MMA, regardless of how many shows you,
No, definitely not.
especially grassroots. And
Mm.
so, grassroots is a place of learning. Would you agree or disagree? Or grassroots,
Yeah, no,
boxing,
that
grassroots, whatever,
with anything, that's the best place to learn. That's the best place to learn. Definitely. Definitely.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because there's not like there's not as much pressure, there's not as much fanfare, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. You can just learn your graft properly. You can ask more questions. It's not all cameras and stuff in your face. Do you know what I mean? You're better off starting at that level
Mhm.
and getting it right, so that when you do move up, it's not a big step. Like
Yeah.
it's the same. It's like at the end of the day, you're doing the same thing for grassroots that you are doing for the main shows. It
Yeah.
really is no difference. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Other than the lights and the cameras kind of thing. But your job is exactly the same.
And you basically sometimes, when you get more experience, you run the events for some people, like promoters who've just started, because you know the
Yeah,
ins and outs of
exactly. You know how it goes.
you know how it works, because in grassroots you literally learn. And
Yeah.
you've done your fair share of shows where you've had people like drunk falling over your shoulder basically and spilling beer, and it's
And fights and all at the background.
yeah, like a saloon.
Oh,
Something like
yes,
that.
I've been there. Yeah, it's great fun.
Do you
But
remember
you still keep an eye on your fighter in the cage.
yeah, yeah, don't take your eyes off that.
That's it.
Do you remember we were at a gig and what we didn't know in the background was there was two feuding gangs at the gig? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah,
Yes.
two feuding gangs at the gig, and so we just
Yeah.
happened to be there walking the show. And then equally, I remember walking a show in the north, and you had two opposite sides of faith, Catholic and Presbyterian, playing, you know, kind of,
Yeah.
feck you, feck's a playful term, by the way, music in the background, and we were kind of caught in the middle of it. And
Not in the middle of it, yeah.
yeah, caught in the middle of
Great
it.
fun. Great memories though. We got out. We got out alive, Joe.
And that's the reason when you go to do the high profile stuff and those shows are so well run. Not all the time. You think they are. Because some of the high profile shows we've worked on have been shambolic in terms of communication and stuff like that. But I mean, that's why that's so easy when you get there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you've been through everything's been literally thrown at you. So
And it's a journey. It really is a journey.
that's it. Yeah, it is.
It's like if I was to give some background on it, 100% the club woman, you know, and like it's always one of those things where I know if I could rely on somebody, it would always be yourself. I know you'd pick it up, and I know it would be done well, and you do it to the best of your ability. But you have a good nature. There's no competition between you and any other individual, and the whole team thing, right? Like I don't know. When I've seen you walk with the team, the Shamrock Cut team, there's no chiefs with that. Like there is
No.
there is leadership, but it's a kind of coordinated, collaborated,
Yeah,
decision
exactly.
making kind of thing, and that ethos you keep going, and I think that's the reason why people turn up to work for you as well.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's for all of us. We're all a team, so
Yeah,
it's not, you know, it
you
is.
can call
It's good.
yourself a team, and you could be an individual in a team.
True. Yeah.
Competing against everybody else there instead of showing other people who need a little bit of support, a little bit of love.
Yeah.
One last thing before you go, right? One
No
last thing,
problem.
because I won't keep you too long, right? One last thing. If you had any, you know, last words to anybody, anyone, and because remember, like there are people here just that probably need to hear what you have to say, so they know there's a progression from there to where you're at today. You know,
Yeah.
was it all easy? We've already shared it's not, but do you regret? Have you any, not regret, I'll remove that, but the experience itself, generally, as you've said, has been positive. So if you want to share on it, just your, you know, if you were to pass something on in terms of, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, like it's
final message.
it's
That's what I could have said that in one word or one sentence. Sorry.
just give it a go. Just like Anton, just give it a go. Don't be afraid to try something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to speak to people and ask them here. Even though it's your local boxing club, can I help wrap hands one night when you're sparring, just to get in, you know, to practice, you know. Any like just don't be afraid to try. Give it a go. You might love it.
Okay.
You know, and it is hard. Bits of it are hard.
Yeah.
And the traveling can be, you know, you're traveling in the country and that's your weekend gone or whatever. But you know, there's perks to it as well. It's fun, you know, as well. So yeah, try it.
Try it. Okay. Well, I'm not going to keep you. I know you're running out the door, and you're very good for stopping because I know you're going out on a social occasion. So, thanks very much for doing it. Okay.
Anytime, Joe. Yeah.